Hey, everybody, we're live. Nice to have you all here. I want to say hello to Melinda False Teeth and Deb H, Viviani. It's great to have you here, everybody. And I'm sure we'll have some more folks coming in. Martina. I am so excited to have Teri Soma with me today. Thank you for being here, Teri.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be here. Always
Yeah,
been a watcher, and so now I'm finally getting around to doing the YouTube thing, kind of seeing what's working out for me. So great to be here.
Good. That's wonderful. We've got a lot of people who are breaking out now and really getting out there and opening up their own channels, which only brings it isn't, to me, it's not competition. To me, it's just the flow of the community and how it works. And the more people we have, the more we can spread, goodwill and love and everything. So I'm just real excited that you have your channel going. And I also am excited because you told me that you and Ivana Intuitive are doing a show.
Yes.
Do you do it once a week, or what do you do it?
Yes, it's on right now. Yep. As far as with her availability, we're doing Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern. So okay. Yes, we just answer questions, and then if we have some viewers that like to pop in, that we'll go ahead and answer some personal questions. Excellent. Also. So
yeah, it's a great start, and both of you are fairly new. I know that you've been in the community for a long time, but fairly new with your own channel. So correct. I want to encourage everybody to check out Teri's channel. I have the link in the information below. And check her out, and check out Ivana Intuitive as well with her show on Tuesday nights. Very good. So we got some more folks. We got Melinda. Yes, the positivity is important. Hi, Gina. Hi, Craig. I'm glad you're all here. Melinda Salinas. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for all being here. I'm happy to have you here. I was telling Teri that as most of you know, I took 26 days in May to spend some time with my best friend, who we've been best friends for 41 years. And so she's like my sister, and it was just awesome. I did a few shows, but not a lot. I'm going to start picking back up now. And for those of you who are asking about my house, I am going to have my roof done. It's going to be a metal roof, and it's going to be done on June 20th. They're going to start, and then I'll be doing the inside work as we go along. So really excited about it. And I'm hoping that, it stops the leakage problem and all the problems that I've had with it. So I want to thank everybody, really everybody, for all your support in all ways. So thank you. Hello, Libra lady. Yeah. Very nice. Hi, Janet P. So we're going to talk to Teri a little bit, get some more information about Teri today. And then we will be doing some mini readings for you, because it's so much fun to do. And I love to collaborate to do them, because it really, I've found that we get even more of a bounce recently than we were even getting before. I'm seeing the universe work in tandem with readers, and I also want to find out more about Teri's work with Whimsy on remote viewing. So we got a lot to talk about.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So I decided I better start my YouTube channel. Different aspects that I have in my background is more in the healing arts area. And so I've been doing healing arts for, since 1989, somewhere around there.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, and it started with an inkling, as far as finding out things that were happening in my childhood. I couldn't explain them away. I did have a near-death experience when I was 3 years old. So with that information, and actually it was ending up being Jesus that, made me come back. He said it wasn't my time. Yeah. So knowing, and that was even before I was in Sunday school, sitting down, trying to
learning about him. Yeah.
And then I look up at the picture my first day in Sunday school, and I'm going like pointing up to him, going like, I know him, and everybody's like, yeah. So it was one of those experiences.
Wow.
So anyway, so that didn't, kind of was like, then I'm realizing that I'm having experiences that other people don't, necessarily
Don't
have.
always have. Right. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And anyway, but Jesus told me it's not my time. I need to come back because there's important work that I needed to do. And
Uh-huh.
it was years later, throughout my teenage years and also having different experiences. But then it was a sister that had got me introduced into the healing arts. And because she was actually teaching as an instructor of nursing, the
Mhm.
Reiki. And
Uh-huh.
that was just coming out to where nurses could have, CEU training and so forth. And what better, person to have is the nursing field.
Right.
And so since she told me about that, I just took to it. And it, as far as was something that I was very interested in. And then now with all the other different modalities that I, over the years, had gotten into, brought me to within the last year or so, I found, as far as many YouTube channels. And
Mhm.
one of the things that happened was that one sister that I was telling you about was passing away of cancer. So I did spend some time with her. And the one thing that we did do was sit and watch YouTube channels, with the tarot readers and the psychic.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
that just passed our time, together and, kind of lifted our
Sure.
spirits a little bit. And then
Yep.
all of a sudden, as far as coming back and finding other people that were on there, uh, I found Whimsy and did some training with her to do some remote viewing. And that's
Mhm.
where, even though I had oracle cards and tarot cards over the years, it's really when I started, working with them more. And
Right.
so when I thought, well, maybe I could just go ahead and start, working with those. And those working with the tarot and the oracle cards have been a real staple, not only with the remote viewing, but it just clarifies some of the information for me. So that's
Sure.
how I really got into working with, oracle and tarot cards. So,
Good. Good.
yeah.
So, all right. So, what time? So, you've done Reiki healing.
Mhm.
Have you done what other energy work have you? Is there anything
Um,
else you did?
right. Well, right now I'm taking appointments also too with
Okay.
QHHT.
Oh,
Not
okay.
Yeah, so not only as far as with so I'm certified with that, second level with those. And
Okay.
I like it, the aspect of it too is the healing aspect of it with the,
Sure.
past life regression of it. So it's not just necessarily about finding out who you were and what you did, in past lives. It's
Hmm.
also too clarifying too. There's a healing aspect, to that too that really drew me to it. And
Sure.
it's wonderful. Yeah.
It is wonderful. And the reason I know a friend of mine is a QHHT person.
Mhm.
And of course, Dolores Cannon, who so many
Yes.
of us have admired for many,
Mhm.
I know she's passed, but her work, and I've read all of her stuff. And
Right.
I've been regressed with my friend who does QHHT, and I had the best experiences ever. I did.
Mhm.
I had wonderful experiences, and I recommend it highly. It was very healing. It was
Yeah.
a healing experience. So
Mhm.
yes, there's lots of different modalities, and there is no one better than the other, let's say, but it's so nice to be able to bring in different modalities
Mhm.
for people and have that available to them to see which one works better for them, let's say. Yeah,
Oh, sure.
that's
Yeah,
that's
and then
wonderful.
also too, I've taken some of the few classes too with Susan Lynn,
Yes.
the psychic mediumship and all
Mhm.
of those. So yeah,
Right.
just some wonderful broad things on here on YouTube that everybody can just really
That
share.
everybody can
Yes, yeah.
participate in.
And for
Yes.
me, working with different modalities and different aspects of, spiritual growth, it's just been, great practice for me too, and finding even things that I didn't necessarily know that I could expand on.
Right.
So, mhm.
Right. Yep. Absolutely. I know that two things really boosted me up over the top, so to speak. And one of them was the mediumship class I took with Medium Kim and Susan.
Mhm.
The other one was a color class that I took with Kim. And then the Reiki one that I had. And I remember Kevin's Loving by Vibrations Tarot telling me that after he started doing some energy work, how everything became sort of opened him up more to being more clear. I wish I had started that about 30 years ago, but I'm no complaints, you know. Get it when you get it, you know. You get it when you get it, but it's just wonderful. And then Juno has told me about the Junojitsu technique as well, which I haven't really delved into yet, but I'm willing to learn a little bit more about, because that's another whole energy thing. So it's just wonderful. And there's Ivana. Hi, Ivana.
Oh,
It's good to see you. It's good to see you. I'm glad to hear that you and Teri are doing your show together, and I wish you both well. I just want to say that. That's fabulous. Yeah, that's great. So I know you took Whimsy's class. Tell us a little bit about, if you can, tell us a little bit about what you saw, or if you can, or where you went. I guess I'm really just curious as to what kind of experience you had. Yeah.
Basically it's something as far as the, you know, the practice, you know, more things will come. So, and that's pretty much with any, you know, gift, but what it is that you really get heart-centered with where you're coming from. But with that also too, it's a responsibility of the information that you're dispersing to. Now, yeah, because as far as with you know, getting heart-centered and with the remote viewing, it's making that connection with the, we call it a target. And as far as with that though too is when you make that connection, knowing that your energies are mixing, that you're one. Okay, so that's the important part about it. So even if it's, you know, somebody necessarily that you're having a difficulty understanding the oneness about, you know, say like, you know, different political, you know, people, you know, the realm right now, right? Trying to find out information. But, you know, as far as with that, how we really grew working with Whimsy is that it's kind of like on a reverse, you know, situation first. It's like, you know, she has a target and you try and figure it out that way. It's not necessarily first that you're and not given the target until the end. So that really helps you hone in on the your abilities too, is because you've got to rely on that connection. Okay, and the information. And you don't want to dismiss any information too. If you're picking up something other than, you know, sight, you know, you got to use all the senses with it too. Write it down. Something may not necessarily be clicking right at that moment because you don't want to take time to think about what you're receiving. Just write it down. It's
don't want any judgment. Yeah,
exactly. Whereas then when you're going in specifically, say if someone asks me about a particular, you know, situation or something like that, that I would use remote viewing, is that then I know where I'm going. Rather on the reverse side, when you're training, you don't know. Okay, you're still connecting with that energy. And that's where it's really interesting, is that and finding out that it does work. So yeah, so it's been incredible, you know, taking Whimsy's classes and seeing that it does unfold just as it's supposed to with the information. And other people will get, you know, different information back that you may not. And then when you're working together, then it makes it even a more solid, you know, picture. So
or if you see, well, we've got a group, I've got a dream group that works. We started out as a dream class, and then the class ended, but we still meet, and we'll be re-meeting again next month. I mean, this month, sorry, we took a month off. And a lot of us will say, okay, we're going to meet up in a dream, and we'll have a target of, like, if you see me wearing a red scarf in the dream, then we've met up in the dream, or we're in this place. Some of it was with Ukraine, you know, trying to help people cross if they needed to, things like that. And the amount of information, it's not quite a remote viewing, but in a way it's similar to it, in that everybody's verifying what it is they saw, and they had an intention to meet up in this particular dream. And it's all about just the consciousness, really. It comes into the collective consciousness, just like remote viewing would.
Yeah.
And the only thing is, if there's people that are blocking something, of course, you know, they're very aware, I guess, of other people trying to intrude, and
Right.
you know, you don't want to be that
Mhm.
personal with them. But I do know the Russians have used this for
Oh,
every,
yes.
that movie, The Men That Stare at Goats, isn't that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, yes, and we're going to be having some folks come on, and we're going to be talking about dreams and trying to analyze it. But really, the dream is more something that's personal to you, and so we're trying to bring out that part of it, because there's no explanation someone else can make about what it is that you've seen in a dream if you've had just a dream by yourself. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to experiment.
Mhm.
So that is so interesting. Going back to your little story about being, not little story, but the story when you were little,
Mhm.
about your 3-year-old experience and seeing Jesus,
Mhm.
and that's it reminds me of, is it Burpo, the kid? There was a kid named something. His last name was Burpo, and he had a near-death experience, and he was a little boy. There was a movie made about it, and
Um,
actually, he kept seeing a man in his 30s, and he kept saying that this man was going to take care of him and all this other stuff. And one day he was going through some pictures, or his father was going through some pictures, and it was a picture of his father when he was 35, and the kid said, that's who is that's, and you know, he's passed on. So it was
mhm.
just, you know, when you're younger like that, you're so close to that, but it's
Mhm.
amazing that you can even still remember that that happened to you at 3 years old.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Because
Yeah.
I actually remember the tunnel experience, and it does exist, as far as
Hmm. Hmm.
the figures in there, the spirits, they were trying to stop me, but it was such a loving feeling. And being 3 years old, not knowing what was going on, I wasn't
Right.
afraid. I was not afraid whatsoever, and just thought, well, I just kept walking. It physically, they had to turn me around, and
Really?
yeah, and then I still wasn't going to go. So anyway, so that's where Jesus came in. So
Okay.
yeah, he was a very impactful,
Yeah,
figure in my life over the years, so
absolutely.
yeah,
Wow.
so
That's great.
mhm,
That is so great. What a great way that you're working towards, you know, this, because
mhm,
it is a work in progress.
mhm,
It's
yeah.
it is something. I mean, I'm 66, almost 67, and I'm still learning, and I'm still going to learn until the day I die.
Oh, yeah.
But you know,
Mhm,
it's just the process and finding what it is that interests you, and then, like you say,
mhm,
practicing it. And I think
yep,
that's what a lot of people, they think that enlightenment just comes and
right.
lands slowly on their shoulders, and that's not the that's
Right,
not
exactly, yep.
yeah.
I know that every once in a while you hear about somebody that does happen, some instant
Yeah,
kind of thing, but for most people, that's not the situation. It's
right.
something you gotta really grow with.
You
Yeah.
do, you do. And I think we all have it. It's just
Mhm.
that we have
Oh,
to
yeah.
recognize that and be comfortable with it. And
Yeah.
some days, I know Wisdom Seeker Joan, who's a great medium that comes on in my shows on Thursday afternoons. She said, I don't know, she took a couple days off or something. I don't know. And she said, oh my God, when she went back to do it, she had to really get herself back in that. And she said, oh, I can't. It is a process that needs to be done pretty much, not every day, close to it. You know, it has to be
Oh,
sort
sure.
of worked on. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
another one too was that I was, in a bookstore, this was probably my, mid-20s, something like that, and
Uh-huh.
I was specifically going there to purchase a book on angels,
Mhm.
and I actually had an angel encounter.
Did you?
Yes. It's like this she was a and the reason why I knew it was not, as far as somebody from this physical world, is the way that they were dressed. I mean,
Okay.
it was such an elaborate
Something different.
outfit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they just
Wow.
came up to my side as I was looking down, thumbing through the book, and all of a sudden, I just felt this presence and looked at them, and they said that, "That's a wonderful book now, isn't it?" And I'm going like,
Wow.
yeah. So
Wow.
I alls I did was just say, "Yes, it is," and I looked back
It's
down,
pretty
and then
cool.
they were
They were
gone.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were gone.
It's funny that you say that. I don't know if you're familiar with Carolyn Myss, MYSS, but she does a lot of spiritual stuff. And she was talking about being in a mall one day, and she walked around the corner of something and she ran into this person, or so she thought. And the person gave her a message like, you really need to go the other way because that's where you're going to find what you need. And so she said, oh, okay. And she turned around to leave and the woman was gone. So she said, she felt it was an angel because she couldn't find the person was gone. And they say that about car accidents and things.
Yes.
Yeah. That the angel comes and takes care of them and then poof, gone. Yeah.
Yep. Well, exactly. You bring up about car accidents, and that's one of the things too. It's maybe been about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, that I had a late night driving home from work, and on a 4-lane highway, 2 deer were crossing the late at night and crossing the road, and there was other vehicles around me, but I'm the one that hit the 300-pound buck. And so as far as with, then it's, stalled out just enough and then would start just for me to get out the side of the road.
Way.
Yeah, because in the middle of it, there was just traffic going right by me on both sides. And I was just praying that I was not going to get hit.
Yeah. Yeah. You could have been hit. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And then the next thing, I'm waiting on the side of the road, and it wasn't, too long. And officers, had come and had to put it down because it was just one that was, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I couldn't bear, because I've got a connection with deer.
Me too. Me too. Yeah. Yeah. They're my spirit animal.
Oh yeah. I believe mine is too.
Yeah.
And a couple days later, I went to where they towed my car, and they had the people working on it, as far as figuring out what happened, they had to physically meet me because they couldn't believe that I survived. Yeah, survived this, hitting this deer.
Oh,
so it's just like, and at that time, I didn't think, anything of it, but it's just like, wow, if these mechanics, are thinking that. And it's just like, wow,
they see a lot of that stuff.
Yes. Yeah. And I had no scratch on me whatsoever. Yeah.
So actually what happened was you were going to hit that deer either way. Like there were a lot of them. And the deer took your place or whatever. That's what I would say.
Yep.
I mean, it's almost like they sacrificed themselves for you.
Yeah.
But wow. Oh my goodness. Well, I remember it.
Definitely the guardian angels were watching.
Oh, definitely they were. Yeah. Even though you hated. Yeah. And I understand why you would. It would. I remember my daughter and I in Virginia a number of years ago. She was still a little girl. And the car in front of me hit a deer. And my daughter and I just were devastated. And it was taking its front legs and pulling itself across the street because it couldn't get up.
Yeah.
And she and I are bawling our eyes out. And I remember calling the police and saying, can somebody please come and take? And they said, oh, it's just a deer. It will be fine. We'll get there whenever. And I was like, no, you have to come right now. It was awful. So I understand how that must have felt as well. That's just an awful feeling.
Yeah.
Yep. We still remember that. You know what I mean? Yeah. You can't forget that. Yeah, I know. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, how interesting your life has been. I love it. I do.
Yeah. So every day's an experience,
Every day's an experience. It is. And we share our stories. And I had no idea I had someone with commonality about that, but I've always been a deer person. When I was a little girl, we'd go to the place where you could feed them, and we buy the corn and feed them, and they're just, to me, and my father would never go deer hunting just because I said, no, Daddy, you can't do that.
Right.
So he'd just go sit out in the woods for a while. He never saw one anyway, and I guess probably that was because he had no intention to. So yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, I'm going to open up the chat to anybody that might want a reading. According to Teri, she's fine with anything, politics, medical, just as long as you know that this is for entertainment purposes only, and that we both do not have medical degrees. We're just here reading cards. Okay, Melinda, I see one here. Thank you. Yeah, so give us probably, how about if I get 6 or 7 of them? Maybe we'll have enough time to do that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I got a couple. So, I'm going to put up the first one so we can go. But if anybody has another one, go ahead and put it up. And let's see, Melinda Salinas, what might I be doing after teaching? Are you teaching metaphysical, or you want to know metaphysically after you teach? I'm guessing that you are teaching, but you're not teaching metaphysics. I don't know. If I'm wrong, let me know. Because you can do that, you know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I teach humanities, and I tell you, we have a lot of things that we talk about in there, including UFOs and everything else. So it's a lot of fun. Yeah. Oh, sure. Kate, give me your kitty's name, would you? Hi, Carol Lamb. It's good to see you. Viviani, I got it. Yes. It's so much fun to include things like that. Oh, yours are 4-year-olds. Oh, that's even better. Oh my God. You can ask them like who were they, and
Right.
as long as you don't creep them out too much, I guess. 4-year-olds though, they're so close to the other side. I mean, that's what happened with Teri, you know?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Hold on. I got to go back because I had started 2 different things. Okay. So we're going to look at Melinda's first. Melinda Salinas. Oh, her name is Woozy, or the Woozinator. I love it.
Fascinating.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Craig, that's interesting. It's an elemental that you need to do ceremony with. Oh, good. I'm glad.
Ooh.
You know, his uncle is Navajo, and I think he lives on the Navajo nation. And so Craig is learning from him. Hi, Lisa.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. Nice to see everybody. I can take 2 more questions if anybody else has, at least for now, because we got about half hour or so. Yeah, I'm so glad to be back. I'm so glad all of you are here with us today. Yeah. All right. Puppy Bell? Did I miss somebody? Puppy Bell. Who's that? All right, I must have missed somebody here. All right.
Well, I can go ahead with that first question.
You go right ahead. Okay. Yep.
I have the 10 of Wands for the first one. And as far as with that one, I'm picking up that it's a lot of hard work for you and a responsibility that you're taking to heart. So in that aspect, that's really good, because as far as with the, the leadership role, you're taking the reins and you're gathering all the knowledge that you have to move forward with it. Queen of Wands is the second card here, and that's being generous and a business that you'd like to turn it into, I think. Because, yeah, the third card that I have is, let me see, it's a little bit of the confusion that you're having right now, obviously, with asking the question, moving forward with it. Is that maybe something that you should move in a direction of completing, as far as your plans to do that? And then I believe you've got a direct hotline for the information that's coming through.
Wow.
So, yeah. Wow. And then in the last card that I have then too is your divine helper. So with that is in the metaphysical, as far as teaching it, I think it's really pointing towards that it's a really good thing, energy wise for you to do also. And just plan it out. You're going to have some bumps along the way of things working, things not working, but it's an experience that you've got the experience and the knowledge to move it forward with being able to teach some, whatever avenue that you go down with the metaphysical form. Yeah.
Wow.
It's really good.
I got some interesting things here for you, Melinda. And the last card I got tells me you might want to get in touch with Teri because she works in this arena. So the first one I got was a tender embrace. I think this is what you're doing now. I think, you're tenderly caring for those beautiful young lives. And the elephants are the most tender, loving animals, that you could want to emulate. I'm also seeing a little bit of a time machine and a past life relationship. So I'm wondering if you are interested, for sure, or check into the QHHT, which does do that kind of work. It gets you ready to work with people who would like regressions done and healing done. And if that interests you, it looks like that's, look at this time machine. I'm a big time machine person. I love all that stuff. But the fact that it comes up with past life relationship tells me that the time machine is looking back, and maybe you could work with people who are interested in that kind of thing. You also may end up getting some information from your little kids about a past life. I don't know, could be they could come up with something, maybe more than likely have been with you before in some past life. So might be something you would. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Whatever it is you decide to do, know that it's divinely ordained, and just be open to receiving whatever it is that shows up in your life. And like Teri does, she goes from here and she moves into there because that's where the path led her. So yeah. Very good. All right, so we have Martina. What blessings do you see coming in for me, please? All right.
What blessings?
Juno, I got you, girl. You're all set. Oh, Puppy Bell, that's so cute. I'm sorry. Never heard of that one before. Glad you're here. All right.
Okay, I think I'm ready.
Good.
Okay, so the blessings, as far as that you're going to be encountering, right now it's feeling a little bit of the, not necessarily hopelessness, but like a down feeling. Things kind of turned upside down, not feeling like they are blessings that have been coming for a while, okay? Because it is the Nine of Swords in reverse. And the second card that I have is Five of Wands, and that's maybe some of the conflicts that you've been experiencing also too, that you're not seeing blessings coming in and experiencing them physically. They're around you, but it's more or less tuning into that energy that will, bring them actually into the physical. The Eight of Pentacles is the third card, which that's why I said that bringing it into the physical is doing the groundwork and really focusing in on what really works for you. Because as far as you don't want to necessarily keep doing things the same way that you have been if they have not been working out. Because as far as with sometimes it has a lot to do with timing, but most of the time it's something that you're physically not doing. You have to do the footwork for it too, because there's a creative aspect to it that's coming into what your blessings will unfold for you. So you've got some creativity guides that are around you. So what, if you are like an artistic kind of person, writing, and things of that nature, that might be, helpful too. And then the last card that I have is Magnanimous Me. And so it's all about really feeling the thoughts, feelings, and emotions, what it is that you want to experience in your life. Don't focus on what has not been happening for you and to you. You create it with the thoughts, feelings, and emotions that you have. So focus more on bringing that those things that you want to experience in your life by doing so. One thing that might help would be journaling. So when I said write it down, is that my background is in psychology also too. So as far as with that too, a lot of it is the thoughts, feelings, emotions that you come through,
Wow.
to feel what you're experiencing in your life, is that when you're focusing and dwelling on really things that really bring you down with your vibration, it's hard to see the blessings that are just on the horizon. So do things that are going to be raising your vibration. And it could be simple, movements, getting that body moving, a little bit of, if you're not into exercise, taking a walk, dancing in your living room, things of that, putting on some music, putting on music. Yeah. Putting on music, but it can't be, well, it shouldn't be, things that remind you of somebody, of a sad situation. Okay. Make sure that it's an upbeat music that you enjoy. Okay. And then you'll start feeling the blessings start coming in.
Yes. It's all about raising the vibration up, even and it's hard to do that if you're feeling pushed down. So I've just been through it. This is my escape from it is just recent, because I felt very oppressed. But look at this. You've got the trident, which is Neptune. And Neptune right now, I'm not an astrologer, but I've heard over and over, Neptune's doing some snarky stuff. So this one here is power to manipulate your emotions and a water journey. And look at this. I wanted a clarifier, and it was currents of emotion, uncontrolled feelings. So yes. But Melinda and Juno and those in the chat also said, go, and like you, go for a walk, get outside, go around a creek that's rippling, not maybe flowing really fast. And you'll be able to cut that out of your life. It says here that perhaps you've had a betrayal in some way, and it's cut you very deeply. And when that happens, our energy does go down. But in any rainstorm, an umbrella is always helpful. So you are protected. You just need to wait out the storm. The problem is there's no way to tell how much longer that storm is. But I agree that if you can uplift your vibration by movement, by dancing, by walking, by, trying. I agree with you about the music. Don't pick sad music. Pick something like "Happy" by Pharrell Williams. Pharrell. And get yourself moving. And I'm hoping, and we're sending you lots and lots of love. Okay. Manifestation never works for you. I understand. I've been there too. I'm going to suggest the outside and the walking and the movement. Yeah. Because sometimes journaling and vision boards doesn't help for some people. Yeah. So, yep. Anyway, we're on your side, girl. Yes. And Juno's got some good physical movements from her jujitsu. So check it out. All right. And I like this too, Lisa. I'm being reminded our job as spiritual earth beings is to learn to experience and spread joy, even in bad situations. It's not easy. Absolutely. Good thing. That's a good thing. Thank you so much. And we send you lots of love, dear. I hope things get better for you.
Yeah.
Juno would like one, please.
Okay.
And she's just a reading a regular, anything that comes up, I guess. Juno's on her own path. She's starting her own channel. She's actually working with people. She was on with Danny Shea, and she's doing really well. So I wish her well too. All right. Just so you know, I have Puppy Bells, Lisa, Craig, and Steph R to get to. And that's all we can probably get to today. Hi, Teresa Levine. Nice to see you. Yeah. All right. I wish I had certain cards but I know it will come up okay here. Ooh.
All right, I am ready.
Okay.
I have the moon in reverse, and it's a little bit of being in silence for you that would help. at this time. There's a little bit of the unstable feeling, instability of maybe a direction, and also too with a project, the inconsistency of it. So it's wanting you to be in the silence and listening to the information that's coming through for you that might be helpful for you. Four of Cups is the second card, which is a little bit of the disconnect, which would also go with that first card then too. Feeling that as far as feeling a little bit left out, in a situation. And Five of Pentacles is the third card, which the lack of stability and the focusing on the material things as far as a little bit too much. So it kind of, the next card is entanglement. So it's how can you bring about that entanglement, tangled situation. And then the last card that is you're going to have an epiphany as far as finding out what's going to work for you. And you'll work through a situation, fairly easily then too, because it's telling you to work with your higher self. So it's like you already know what you need to do. Seeing it not have to work out right now in the physical plane. So as far as with that entanglement, it's going to work out when you're listening to your higher self and know that you're on the right direction.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And I do know that she can be challenged, financially challenged. Let's put it that way. Many of us can be, but what she's doing is so supportive. I think that it will take care of itself. But I'm seeing here, Juno, that you're taking conscious steps and you're not going too fast. You're taking them and you're considering the action. You're looking forward, but you aren't necessarily jumping yet, but you're making good choices that way. And you are creating. Look at this beautiful picture of this woman creating. And it says soul expression, something new. And you're in the midst of something new. And it's really, really good for you. And I got that you need an energy cleanse. And maybe that's another part of what your higher self may be telling you. But you already know that. So I think that we like to have the affirmation or the verification from other people for things that we already know, because sometimes we wonder if what we think is what's real. And I don't know, it is the human condition. And so it's nice to have that affirmation from another source in order to feel as though you're on the right track. So yeah, good luck. I'm happy for you. All right, Puppy Bell, are you on the right path? Let's see what your cards say. Yes, I think so. Warp 9 is right, Juno. Yep. Oh, Zena. Oh, yeah, I got you. You're next. Okay. All right. I've got a lot of people coming on my channel this month. Lisa from Zena's Place will be on, and I have a man named Kevin Lewis, psychic medium. I have another one, Mitchell Osborne, psychic medium. A lot of new folks, and I'm looking forward to spreading the good word here. Yeah. So Puppy Bell. Let's see. Ooh, I got some great cards here for you.
Me too. I am ready.
Okay.
So I've got this Tower in reverse. So it's a little bit of the restraint feelings, as far as the direction that you're feeling that you're not going in the right direction right now. Eight of Swords is the second card, which is you're putting the restrictions on yourself. So as far as with that, it's really knowing what it is that you're wanting to do, which direction do you really want to go in. And the next card is the Strength card, which is the courage and power. So do things that you're going to, again, lift your vibration, lift your spirits, knowing that you really check in with being heart-centered, knowing what you're wanting to do and experience in life and going in that direction, because the clarifying card is GPS. So how interesting is it as far as with the direction that you need to kind of plan out and have direction with the GPS with that mapping out system. So it's going to have a lot of life force energy then too with whatever process that you're going to be using to experience that. So I really like it that as far as on the right path, and the GPS card came up. So.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So, oh my God.
Yeah. So it's really, I would say that as far as you are on the right path, but it's really got to hone in on getting that, because as far as honing in with that GPS, and you'll be, doing great with it. So stay confident that you are on the right path and carry through with it.
Oh, that's a really good affirmation. Wow. Yeah. All right. So, I just talked about this, and then this card came up, which is letting go of the urgency. You have enough time, so make sure you surrender and have your freedom from your time constraints. In other words, I have to know by this week, this month, this year. Sometimes your path, you're on the right path, and whatever is intuitively supposed to come to you will come to you in that time. I also get here that your higher self and your sacred intuition is opening up. And so, of course, your eternal spirit is out there. You've got a radar up. And yes, I see this as a pathway as well. And I got that other beautiful card I just had, which was creation. So your soul expression, something new is coming into you. But yes, I agree. You just have to hone in on what that is. And then know that whatever shows up, listen to the message, because that's what's going to work for you. I had to do that with my channel. I had to see what was going to show up, and my channel grew from there. Now, not everybody wants a channel, but that's a good way of putting it, where I didn't have what I thought was anything anyone would want to listen to, I guess. And, if you build it, they will come. So yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Good luck, Puppy Bell.
Yes.
All right. So we got Lisa here from Zena's Place. Kate, did you see my message? Oh, thank you. I got it. This time I got it. Okay. All right, Zena. All right. Lisa's coming to my show soon this month. She's fabulous, and she sings beautifully. She's quite the singer. Yeah. And her mom was too. Yeah. This afternoon, I have a 2:30 meeting with the mediums. Please come by if you get a chance. Do you have anything going today or tomorrow, Teri?
No, I'm just kind of changing up my the way I'm doing my channel a little bit. But as far as going to be focusing on more, I know that the political scene is going to be heating up with the televised.
I agree.
Yeah, the committee meetings and so forth now, and so I think I'm going to be changing it up a little bit more until besides doing the Tuesday nights with Rana. More with the remote viewing and the card.
Good. Yeah, we need to know what's going on behind the scenes with that.
Right.
It's like the Johnny Depp trial. Honestly, I was riveted, and I hate to see a woman come forward and say something that turns out to be a lie, because it ruins it for everybody.
Yeah. So so I'll be doing a lot more, probably posting more remote views.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, I'm ready. And the first card that I have is the Ten of Swords in reverse. And it's a little bit of past pain that you're holding onto. So I'm not quite sure if you've got something physically going on with you right now, but definitely past hurts, like a heartbreak or a loss of a loved one. But that's coming through as far as with the pain aspect right now. The World card is the second card. So it's a success and completion time for you. So with the World, coming to, as far as with things that are happening for you, you're ready to step forward in a new direction. The second or third card that I have is Seven of Pentacles, and that is you're feeling the lack of rewards, though. So that might mean, as far as with these three cards so far, is whatever's happening, that's more recent, that takes some time to figure it out so that you're not feeling that pain. The pain is there to indicate something that you really need to pay attention to. Okay. The clarifier cards that I have is everything is beautiful. So once you do that, the outcome, you'll release so much more stress that you have around you. Everything, even if it's a painful experience, there's a lesson there to be learned. What is it that you learned from that past heartache, the past loss? Because then know that moving forward, that you've got partnerships and love surrounding you. So even if it's your guardian angel, your spirit guides, and your angel team, call on them. They are around you. The little subtle signs, they'll let you know that they're there. And it could be, anything. That it could be a song that comes on the radio. It could be a particular bird that you're drawn to. And like with me and Allie, we've got a thing for deer. So as far as they're sending us messages, so all of that together it's a natural spirit release that you need to know that you are loved. You're surrounded by good people, and just reaching out when you do need somebody to talk things through with. Okay, so that's what I got for you. So it's basically awesome. taking care of past things that you're still holding on to. And if there is pain in your body, it's letting you know to release some of that.
Wow. So she said maybe her mother would come through, and she did for me. She came through. And I think she's still coming through with the things that you've said. But she said she's also going to dive deeper into a class in July. So good for you. So I'm getting freedom. And, you're out of your cage now. And you're moving on, and you're letting go. You're working on those things. It's not easy to let go. But Mom says, you got all your ancestors back here.
Oh.
and we're all behind you. Look at this light shining down. But the best part of it is the family tree shows up again. And it's expansion and legacy. Mom is so thrilled you are doing what she did, and you've expanded the legacy of the family. And she's also excited that you have also come out and done what you're doing with your readings with the Lenormand cards and so on. So yeah, really, really awesome. She's right there. She says, we're right there. We're pointing you in the direction, but you already know that, she said. I'm here. I'm here.
Right.
I love it. Yeah. Thanks, Chance Free. It's good to see you, dear. Yes, by the way, if anybody wants, this afternoon with the medium show, we'll be having 4 or 5 different mediums on to, if you want to talk to somebody on, or, get a message from the other side, because we are winding this down. We've got a few more to go. Can't take any more questions right now. Come at 2:30, same time, same channel, 2:30 Pacific. Sorry. I know some of you are in a different time zone, but anyway, I don't want people to think I don't recognize that they need a message, but we can't unfortunately do them all. So, all right. Craig Dixon, are you doing what your guides and angels want? Craig, you know the answer, but I'm going to pull a card. Totally. You are, Craig. You are doing it. It's just, I'm going to go back to the idea of the other question that came through, which was timing and urgency. I know that some of us are older and we don't have a lot. I don't mean it in a gross way, like we don't have a lot of time, but you know what I mean. Comparatively to a lifetime, we feel like, wow, we really want to get everything taken care of right away. We want to be able to talk to people. We want to be a medium. We want to have our guides and angels to come to us. But, we just you have to stand patient and also realize you know the answer. And the answer in this case is totally. What did you get?
Oh, wonderful. I have the 10 of Pentacles, and that is the happiness and achievement. You are doing and getting what you're supposed to be doing. So keep up the good work. Queen of Cups is the next card, which is the intuitiveness, the creativity, the visionary things that you're doing. Also keeping it up. It's on the right track. 3 of Wands. And a lot of confidence, that goes into this. So if you're feeling as far as with the confidence level, know that you are, doing things the way that they're supposed to be done. Everything's a learning experience. So kind of take a look and, as far as with that it's getting you moving forward in the right direction. Because it's solar powered is what's coming up for a clarifier. And it's your powerhouse, as far as with that too. And that could be maybe paying a little bit more attention to your solar plexus also. That gut feeling, it all intertwines too with that intuitive experience and the things that are coming through for you. Very connected with the gut feelings that you have is wonderful, because family and Holy Spirit is coming through for the final clarifiers. So it's definitely on the right track. Your guardian angels and guides want you to know, keep up the good work and great job.
Wow. Yeah. Don't you doubt it. Yeah. I know you're not a spring chicken, Craig, but you're probably younger than me. So you're a rooster. And you're going to have a great time this weekend immersing yourself in Jen's World's seminar. So you just enjoy. We'll be right here waiting for you when you get back. All right, Steph. Yes, Puppy Bell, we did answer your question. And if you go back afterwards, you can re-listen to it. I'm sorry if you missed what we were doing, but we did answer. Okay. So Steph is a roommate interview. Will her dog be a good fit for my 3, she asks. That's a hard thing to do. I understand that. And, I just got another dog. I didn't have enough with 3. I had to get 4. But this one here stays home with me because she's almost 10. And she just fits in so well with my others, although she's fine alone as well. So, but anyway, I know it's hard when you're mixing animals up. Ooh, look. I'm afraid I got... I pulled my yes, no questions, Steph, and excuse my French, but abso-fucking-lutely. I've never gotten that one before. I didn't know that was That's funny.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm going to pull
I'm ready.
Yep, go right ahead.
Okay, so Steph, it looks like you've got the star card on this one. Have the faith and the hopes that, as far as with even getting acclimated to a housemate, now that they've got other pets that you're trying to acclimate with them too, there's going to be a little bit of time that they need to get to know each other. So as far as to start off with, it looks good, but there might be a little acclimating that needs to go along with that. 6 of Wands is the second card. And that's a victory. So winning spirit with that one. So on the right direction with this particular person with their pets, and good news that would come with that. 4 of Swords is the third card. And a little bit of, there might be, as far as with a timeout or two, with that grouping. That you might have to take, but it's, again, a learning process, getting to know each other with that. And it's a hotline. So with that one, I'm picking up that it's the lines of receiving, the connections that you're making with that. So far I'm feeling that it's very positive, because the last card then is Psychic Awareness, Divine Soul. So I even think that not only would this roommate be good for you, this housemate would be good for you, but the pets together, they've got a connection. They're supposed to be spending the time together.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so all in all, I think it's a good grouping.
Yeah, pets go in karmic families as well. So yes, good. And I got shamanic healing as another card. I pulled a card called, and so I think there's some of that there as well. Animal energies. So yeah, it is cool. Good luck with it. I hope it works out for you. All right. We have Kate, and she had the cat question about her cat Wooshy, but she calls it the Wooshinator. Has the Wooshinator been with me before in this lifetime?
Okay.
Don't you love it when they are? That's the coolest thing.
Oh yeah.
Hi, greeter. Oh, your animals are healers. That's awesome, Steph. That's awesome. Thank you, everybody, for coming through today and being here with me and Teri. And I have to change the thing because I put Teri with one R, but it's 2 R's, and
that's okay.
I apologize for that.
It happens to me all the time. And
does it?
In fact, this past year, I encountered with all the different groups that I've been in, so many more Teris out there. It's incredible that, when we do get together, it's like, okay, which Teri?
Which Teri we're going to have, yeah. I understand. All right. So, Kate, I get affirmative. I get that with my yes and no cards. It's an affirmative. That cat has been with you before. But let's see what Teri comes up with.
Okay. So, first card I have is a power reclaim. That's devil in reverse. So as far as with that, the animal, I'm feeling that the energy has been around you before. Reclaiming that connection. Because the second card is the lovers. So that's the attraction, the relationship, the connection, the emotional connection also. So that's really, really strong for you. And the third card is Two of Pentacles. And that's you see the ups and downs together. So it's the figure 8 also too, is that connection again, that you're experiencing, and having fun together, the connection of the emotional support, and lots of things that you have gone through together. So again, that would bring in the past life information too. And sometimes too, it feels like you've got one heartbeat. So a real good heart connection there. The final card then too is it is a higher connection and an epiphany also too. That with that. So yes, you've had that particular connection with this in a lifetime before.
Wow. I got some crazy cards here, Kate. You've had good luck with this soul. Let's say this particular soul. I got this word ghosted, and I'm not going to use it as the word we have today, meaning that someone just exits out of your life, although that could have happened. But I think it was a ghost before it became Wooshinator. I don't know. But they said they're nearing their end of a cycle, which doesn't mean they're going to die, but maybe their cycle of reincarnating. I don't know. But I think it's kind of funny how it came up. So, yeah, kind of fun.
Wonderful.
All right, we got one more question today that we're going to take, which is Kiba Lyons. She would just like a card or a reading. Yeah. Thank you for all of you for being here today and also for asking questions. It's been a lot of fun reading with Teri.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. right, I'm ready to go.
Go right ahead.
I've got King of Swords for the first card, and it's some professional aspect so maybe something in your work life that's coming up. Being innovative with your skills and abilities, because there might be something coming up soon that you're going to be needing the ideas that you have to get a project done. Second card is Hanged Man. So it's a little bit of transition, a time to retreat and surrender. So something as far as with that also too, it could be not necessarily a lengthy time to surrender, but just maybe re-looking at some of the aspects and tasks that need to be taken at the moment. Fool card is the third one. It's new beginnings. So then after all that reconsideration and so forth, it's going to be a wonderful change as far as coming up for you. And then because it's Three of Pentacles for the last card that I have drawn, and that's craftsmanship and practical skills that you're going to be using. So all those cards fit wonderful together for you.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
Wonderful.
And you know what? I've got some similar ones, not exactly, but I get here that you've come up from the depths, Kiba, and you're releasing any difficulty that was below. So you're coming out of that period of time. And also becoming more soulfully appreciative of things, with gratitude for things. And I like to think that this card means that you're balancing the spiritual, which is the butterfly, with the material or the money. But all it's saying is you will be regaining balance. And that's kind of a lot of, very similar to what Teri's cards have said as well, that you're working to get yourself back to, to the balance in your life and so on. So we wish you well. Wonderful. Fabulous. Wonderful. Thank you very much, Teri. I enjoyed myself a great deal. You come back anytime. I'd love to have you. Yeah. Wonderful. And thank you to all of those who came by today to ask questions or in the chat. You guys are so good to each other. You're so kind and loving and reaching out for people. And thank you. And you have a great day. I'll see you at 2:30 if you come by for the other show. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.